Hi, it's Miss Lola. I finally made the video so many of you have requested, how to layer cut a full lace wig. Hair cutting is an art that requires years of training and practice to master. However, for this video, I have modified and simplified a technique for cutting layers that even a non-professional can achieve with practice and patience. So let's get started. First, you should shampoo and condition your wig. I've shampooed mine with Miss Lola's special shampoo and conditioned it with Miss Lola's intensive conditioner. I've left some conditioner in the hair to keep it extra silky and manageable while I'm cutting. Next, assemble the following. Secure your mannequin to a table with a professional holder. Place your wig on the mannequin. Place T-pins securely around the perimeter of the wig to keep it from moving. The hair should be wet but not dripping. Comb it smoothly and part it as pictured in sections 1, 2, 3, and 4 for referencing while I demonstrate how to cut and blend these sections together to form a layered cut. This is a new razor comb sold at MissLola.com. It's excellent for use by professionals and non-professionals as well. The feature I like most is the protective guard over the razor that allows you to control the amount of hair you're cutting off. Another feature I like is the comb, which sits above the razor, because you can comb the hair smooth and then turn the razor side over and cut the hair without ever changing tools. You can also use the pointed end of the handle to make partings. So you can actually see where you can perform an entire haircut without ever putting the tool down. You will begin your layer cut in section 1. Part off a small section of hair in the center of section 1. This section of hair is going to determine the length for the front of your cut. Using your razor comb, the comb part, comb down to where you want the length to end. Then turn your razor over with the razor, a downward motion, very light pressure. Just shave the hairs away. And there you have your center guide, the length that you want for the front of your wig. Now you want to go to the adjacent hair right next to it. Put the two hairs together. Then from the shorter length that you just cut, use a downward slicing motion very lightly and cut all of the hairs in between away. That will give you the layered appearance. Same thing with the other part of the hair. Take that hair in the section you just cut in a downward motion from the shorter hairs to the longer hairs. Now on the other side, do the same thing. Take a section of the hair, of the longer hair on the side, and a section of the shorter hair, and then cut from the shorter hair to the longer hair. This gives the layered appearance. You can see how it has graduated in length. Next, you're going to determine the length of your side back. Working in section 2, you're going to take the hair at the bottom as I'm combing through, take those longer hairs, join them with the adjacent hairs you just cut in section 1, and the same thing, you're going to use your downward motion and cut the hairs, the shorter hairs in between. Part off another section and repeat the same technique. Comb the longer hairs with the shorter hairs next to it, then at a slanting motion, slice down or slither those shorter hairs in between. Now you're going to do the same thing in section 3. Taking the longer hairs in the back, or on the side rather, because the back is actually section number 4 that you can see is still clipped up. So you're working in section number 3. You're taking hairs from section number 1, pulling them to section number 3, and then using your razor to cut all of the shorter hairs in between. And now you can see you've completed the basic guides for section number 1, 2, and 3. Now you just want to clip the remaining hair in section 1 and 2 out of the way, and you're going to start working with section number 4 and number 1. Comb down the hairs in section number 1. Going to clip that out of the way. Meanwhile, you've left a section, a small section right above in the crown area, right there. You've left that section, that's your shorter section, that is going to be the guide for your layers, your shorter layers that are going to form from the back to the front. As I'm doing now, I took a section from number 4, a section of hair from number 4, and I've combed it together with that shorter section of hair in number 1, and you can actually see the shorter hairs underneath. So what you're going to do is take your razor on top of the hair, comb it, and then you're going to use your razor to go down in a slanting motion to cut that hair shorter with section 1. Now you take another section of hair right behind that section of hair in number 4, and you're going to, and always you're going to wet it so that the hair is wet, because the razor really cuts ideally when the hair is wet. You never want to cut dry hair. So you're combing another section of number 4 with the section of number 4 that you've already cut, and you're going to bring the hair forward. See the shorter hairs underneath, and cut with your razor. You're combing with the comb part of the razor now, and then you're going to turn that razor over and just simply cut it the same length as the hairs beneath. What you're actually doing is you're forming your layers by bringing the longer layers to the back forward, and then when you're cutting the top, that makes them short, so when the hairs drop down, you've got graduated layers. Again, you're going to comb all the hair forward. I'm using combs and my razor. I'm so used to using so many implements when I'm in the salon, but you'll develop your own technique. I'm combing with the razor now, the comb part of the razor, pulling it forward at a 45-degree angle, and then cutting all of the hair in section 4 to the shorter hairs in section 1. Same thing, continue to comb the hair forward in section 4. You can elevate it, that means lift it up a little bit if you want the hairs to be shorter. Elevation makes the hair shorter. When you pull it straight out of the 45-degree angle, that will make them longer. And you get the feel for this cutting. The more that you do it, the more wigs you cut, the better of a feel you get for it. But this is just a very basic technique for cutting layers. We have techniques for cutting layers, all kinds of layers. But this is basically going to thin your wig and give it layered, so it'll look more natural and won't be so bulky. Sorry. Okay, and what I'm doing now is just going back and refining, just lifting the hairs, and as I'm looking down into the hairs, I can see the ones that need cutting. You've completed section 4. Now stay tuned for part 2, and we will complete our cut.